So let's answer that question. To do that, you're going to need to get the app. So go to your Google Play Store or wherever you get your apps from, download it. It's there for everybody. Once you have that, you're going to scan the cards that you have. I suggest you get anywhere between a dozen and say 25 cards that you think have value. Scan them using the app and see what price it gives you. Now keep in mind this is for a near mint card, and if you like what you see, well, you're only going to get about 80% of that. So if you still like what you see, you're ready to go ahead and start selling on TCGPlayer. To do that, the next thing we're going to do is going to create a seller account on TCGPlayer. As we go on, we'll talk about this a little bit more, but two things to keep in mind is as you're setting up your seller account, you're going to need to provide your bank information for them to transfer money to you, and choose a name that you like and that ties in with any other projects that you may have. I probably wouldn't have been Dark Ritual on TCGPlayer and Tybalt's Apprentice here and madsaxxon there, and you get the idea. Just tie it all in together, you'll be happy that you did. So what you need to get started, I'm going to show you what works for me. You may not need all these things, but let me go through real quick what I have. First of all, you're going to need inventory. You're going to want cards that you know the history of. Remember, you're only getting 80% of that price that they're showing there because of fees and other things, so you want to keep your cards in near mint shape. To do that, adding some penny sleeves to those cards you're going to sell is a necessity. Things that aren't necessarily a necessity are a phone holder to keep it in place while you're scanning, and a white sheet of paper will make your life much easier. The scan picks up very quickly, but it has to have that white background so it knows which card it's scanning and which price to give you. Two other things that are going to make your life a lot easier, or at least to have in my case, and that's a sorting tray to keep the cards that are of value, and a box for storage to keep them separate from any cards you might be playing with, so they're ready and easy to get to when it's time to make that sale and put it in the envelope. One more thing, keep in mind there are multiple printings of cards. You're going to need to keep those straight, so when you're storing your cards, be aware that you are storing them in a organized fashion. How are we going to go about listing these things? Let me show you. First, we're going to learn how to put the inventory in. Then we're going to learn how to find the exact card that we are going to list. We're going to show you how to fill in the template, and we're going to show you how to view your inventory that you now have up for sale. Yay, you made that first sale. Okay, what are you going to need? First of all, let's start with shipping materials. Let's put on my glasses and tell you, these are the things I use. They're not necessarily what you're going to use, but they want you to ship within 48 hours, so it's important that you have these packing materials and shipping things ready to go. What are these things? You're going to need envelopes, postage stamps, return address sticker or stamp. You're going to need some shipping shields, not a sponsor of the show, but absolutely worth having this or some way of protecting the cards. You're going to need packing tape and of course some trusty scissors, but we'll go more into that in just a bit. The next thing we're going to do after we have those materials and are ready to go is we're going to print out our packing slip. Once the packing slip is printed out, we're then going to package the card in a safe, secure manner to ensure that our card arrives there safely and still in near mint condition. I'm glad you asked. One of two things will happen at this point. Well, maybe there's even more, but we're going to deal with two things to start with. First of all, your customer is going to get their near mint card and be happy and leave you a good review. Let's hope that happens most of the time. But what will most certainly happen to you is a customer is not going to receive their card and they're going to want a refund. Maybe I should amend that to say a customer is going to claim they didn't get their card and receive it. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a rant here for your protection and for your comfort and your peace of mind, the same way that it was provided to me. Buyers, unfortunately, prey on new sellers. It's just a sad fact of life. There's crappy people everywhere, even playing Magic. And I hate to say that, but, you know, we all know blue players, right? Just kidding. Don't get triggered. I'm a blue player. Anyhow, what's going to happen, though, with, say, the first 10% of your sales, so if you have 20 sales, expect 2 or so, is people are going to claim that they didn't get your card. They're going to rely on the fact that you're a new seller, and just give them a refund. It's not going to be worth it. At this point, I'm going to encourage you to only put up cards that are of a moderate price range to begin with, and I'm going to show you how to go to provide that refund. But just expect it to happen. Deal with it. It's not worth it. I've had about $1,000 worth of sales, and I've had maybe $16 worth of cards that were claimed lost. Funny how I never get those cards back in the mail, and they never come back from the post office, despite my return address that's on there. But anyhow, accidents happen, so sure, not everybody's going to be that way, but just be prepared for it. I can't stress that enough.
Don't get upset.
Oh. Don't get upset.
Yes, that's good advice.
Hopefully this video was helpful for you. It's meant to be just a general overview to get you started. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below.